another live stream. This is how I'm creating content these days, live streams and shorts. Even though I know most of the people, actually, people watch shorts now, but a lot of people like videos. We're getting to the videos. We're getting to the videos. We're getting there. I'm just sorting a lot out right now. I just want to say the most beautiful thing about hitting rock bottom is that it forces you to really take a deep dive into yourself. It forces you to really sit with yourself and to evaluate, why are you in this situation? Why has your life blown up? And when you sit and you evaluate all of that, that's when you kind of get hope. There is hope when hitting rock bottom. There can be hope in hitting rock bottom because you have no choice but to level up if you choose to. Because eventually, when you are hitting rock bottom for a long time, you get to a point where you're sick and tired of your own BS. And when you're sick and tired of your own BS, that's when change ignites. And anger can be a very, 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 very useful fuel or tool for change. And I've kind of been feeling, hey, Nick, welcome. Welcome to the live stream. Nice to see you. I just read your comment and send you so much love. And thank you for sharing that and connecting with me on this level. Hey, Fire, welcome to the live stream. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, Lucas. Welcome to the live stream. So yeah, we're going deep. We're talking deep. I've been talking deep on TikTok. I actually posted a video this morning just on a whim. I forgot what I was talking about. It's on my, I gotta share. I want to change my name on there. I've changed my name several times. Right now it's Daniella Joins, but I want to change it. It was Daniella Joy Fitness, but I changed it. But anyway, I ended up connecting with someone on there who's like, I really needed to read this message at the same time, and it came at the right time. And I think the message was about, it was about hope and understanding that if your life is a mess, it's not the end. You can fix it. You are the hero to your story. And they resonated with that. And I can't create content unless it's something that I'm going through, and this is what I'm going through right now. But anyway, this live stream is about, it's going to be heavy on the mental, and it's going to be about fasting. I am currently 17 hours and 40 something minutes into my fast. I'm having a vanilla rooibos tea. I did not have electrolytes this morning because my brain is all over the place. And for someone who struggles with ADHD, which it's been officially diagnosed, I'm surprised it wasn't diagnosed before, it can get missed in women as children because certain signs can be missed. But when I look back at my childhood, I was bouncing off the wall. I couldn't sit still. In class, it was very hard to focus. I remember the teachers would always call me Space Cadet. There were behavioral issues. I've had my fair share of, thank God my son's the opposite, because his teachers love him. All the teachers in the school love him. He's so disciplined and he's able to like keep it together, but he also struggles with it as well. But he like feels fidgety inside, and he tells me he has a lot of anxiety and it's really hard for him. But looking back, like it was so hard to focus in school and do the work. And I love learning. I love science. You guys know that on my channel. I tend to research things and do scientific kind of things. And I love to learn, but it was always a struggle for me to learn. So that was an issue. Even going to university, it was an issue, just sitting down and trying to get it done. And I'm like, why am I struggling? And then I would turn to food, and we're going to talk about binge eating and ADHD in a second. We're going to talk about how this all relates. This is all relating to it. And yeah, it kind of makes sense. But as my psychologist says, she doesn't really like labels because she knows all these diagnoses are just it's one underlying thing for me, and that's trauma. That is trauma. And that's the thing with trauma. It can manifest itself in many, many forms. Me, it's showing up as depression, anxiety. Right now, social anxiety, that's because of how my brain reacts to things. I remember being at work, and I remember one of my coworkers being like, one of the managers was just being an a-hole, and they were docked. It was such a stupid situation. I had to get out of that workplace because it was so all over the place. And for my brain, I need structure. 1 minute we're told it's okay to go out and use hours and prospect for new clients. The next minute we're told we're not. We get a new manager. You can use as many hours as you want. And my brain was like, F this, I cannot deal with the inconsistency. But there was a time where that wasn't the case. And I remember my brain kept feeding. I'm like, well, I don't want to even go out and prospect because I don't want someone, deleting my time on my schedule and all of this. And I remember my coworker said to me, they were like, she said something along the lines that you really hold on to that and whatnot. And I'm like, I know, it's just how my brain works. It's like, I remember things and I remember those things. I guess my brain sees that as a threat. Like if one of the managers is after me, it's a threat, meaning that like, it's a danger to me. If I'm not in line, I better be careful. So I get paranoid and I overthink things. That's not a healthy workplace to be in anyway. That's why I left. I've never been in this situation at work where I would have to be stressed. I remember being in plumbing and it was just chill. Yeah, I was struggling, but like I didn't feel the need. I didn't feel any of these mental health symptoms. I felt okay. Even with other positions as well, it's just this one was just a new level of insanity, which is why I left because my health matters more than anything, even though my financial situation is a hot mess. But we're only 1 month into it. It's okay. I just got to get together by month 3 because that's when things get really bad on the financial situation. But it's okay. Sometimes, like, if I don't have my health, I can't, there's nothing. There is nothing. If my brain continued going down the path it was going, I probably wouldn't, be sitting here right now. It was really, 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 really bad. So I had to make the decision, not only for myself, but for my kid, for my son. I had to, because it wasn't healthy. I wanted to stick it out as long as I could, which I did. Mind you, at this workplace, the turnover rate is high. Not a lot of people I went with, like when they were hired, when I was hired, not a lot of them last more than a month. A lot of them quit really quickly. And I lasted 6 months, barely, but it is what it is. What I love about all of this, though, is time heals all wounds. I know there would be a time where I forget about everything, just like just like when I was coaching with a certain somebody who shall not be named. Time has healed wounds with that. That person really messed me up, and anyone who's associated with them, I cannot deal with it. Anyway, my brain's going on a tangent. Let's focus here. So the reason why I wanted to start this live stream, let me take a sip of my tea, is that it's okay to get help for weight loss if you need it. And it's okay to get help for your mental health if you need it in terms of medication. Who is this person? Me, the girl who is always anti-medication. Here I am. I recently saw my doctor. She got the report from the psychologist, and I've been doing everything in my power outside of medication, so that's therapy and all of that. I'm just having, like, my focus is so bad that I can't even meditate. That is how bad things have gotten. So she's like, you can either start the medication for ADHD first, or you can start the medication for the racing thoughts, social anxiety, and depression first. And I was like, I want to do the ADHD first. That's what because that is my biggest battle right now. I want to do that first. Peggy says, my husband passed away 1.5 years ago and I gained 65 pounds. I just can't. Sorry, my heart hurts because I know exactly what you're going through. When you say, I just can't. Oh, stop. Get the chat back. Sorry. I don't want to report that. Okay, there we go. I just can't stop eating. I used to be so healthy, consistently hungry, even though I just ate. I know, Peggy, I know. That was me, literally. The later end of last year, from September on, I couldn't control myself. And there is that is such a hard feeling to go through. And I feel it for you. Like, I'm literally starting to tear up. Wow. I'm a sensitive being. Sometimes I wish I wasn't, because people are evil and take advantage of people like me who are a bit naive, but I'm not stupid. But anyway, I know that feeling of being so out of control. And that was me. The one thing that I did to help me was I just started fasting. Literally, I just started off 16 hours, went to 18 hours, then I got up to OMAD and I started doing consistent OMADs, and the binging has slowed down. But I know I'm in danger territory right now, which is why I'm telling you guys all why I am officially I'm sending you a heart too. Well, I'm officially using Vyvanse because I am out of control. So right now I told the doctor I need that. I'd rather do that. And then she said, we'll do the Vyvanse. And she's a smart doctor. I really like her because she's like, maybe in a month or so, you won't need to take the medication for the depression and the anxiety, because she says the mental health meds are very difficult to come off of. And boy, I know that. That happened with me with amitriptyline when I had to take it after the car accident because doctors said it was the best med to help with concussion symptoms and concussion headaches, and it can also help with my mood. It was a tricyclic antidepressant. And I took that and my heart went to hell. So luckily with Vyvanse, we know my heart's good. I saw a cardiologist because we didn't know what was going on with my heart. I've had an ECG and all of that. The doctor even looked at my heart today, or she checked on it, and she's like, you have a strong heart. I know I have a strong heart. A cardiologist said I have a strong heart. I can do cardio forever. I know my heart is pretty strong. So yeah, that's the only worry with Vyvanse is anyone with pre-existing heart issues. But I've had like a full-on ultrasound, all this stuff. I saw a specialist for my heart. But I'm going to take it, and the reason why is because Vyvanse isn't as addicting as the mental isn't not even say addicting isn't as hard to get off of as the mental health drugs, and they are. So that's why I'm very hesitant with it. We're going to see where I am in a month, and if my depression and the whole anxiety situation is still like where it's at, then we'll change. But I can tell myself I'm growing out of the depression. Insomnia is still a problem. That's still a struggle, but things are changing. And that could be the EMDR and the accelerated resolution therapy, an advanced version of EMDR. It's starting to click in. It's starting to make those changes. But I'm still struggling with the racing thoughts. And another thing about Vyvanse, it is also used for people who have moderate to severe binge eating disorder. Doctors prescribe Vyvanse for that. So I have twofold things, the ADHD and the Vyvanse. Speaking of which, I want to talk about that because there's a lot of people who are being diagnosed with this in adulthood. And for me, I take a diagnosis as a grain of salt. I kind of use diagnoses as a tool to kind of help me lean onto certain strategies to help myself better. Like, I'm not going to label myself someone this, that. It's just a tool to help. It's not a death sentence per se, if you think about it. It's not. It's just a tool to help me to find treatments to help myself get better and to help me understand my brain a little bit more. And I know for me, the most success I've had, because we all know I've had success on my weight loss journey, is structure and routine. I cannot be in chaos. I cannot be in things where one day I'm waking up at 5 a.m. to go see a client, or the next day I'm not. I need structure. I need routine. I thrive in routine. And I need to put myself in a situation where I am in routine. And that's what happened when I lost the weight. So yeah, I'm taught, like, this is a person who was really like me, anti-meds, but I'm going to use it temporarily. I'm going to use it to help me. And the thing about Vyvanse, it also has been shown to encourage lipolysis as well. So that's the process of fat burning, and it completely diminishes appetite, and there's all sorts of benefits to it in terms of what I'm dealing with. But it's going to be something that I can use sparingly. Not in the beginning. The first 3 months, I have to take it like religiously so my body can get used to it. But as soon as I feel any side effect, it's gone. Like, that's it. My tolerance for medication, or my mental tolerance, meaning that if I smell one iffy thing of side effect, I'm out. Because when I went through the whole amitriptyline thing, it was horrible. But this is all related to fasting because I'm using all of these as tools to help me combat my complex struggles. And someone who is a victim is someone who sits there and says, well, I have ADHD. It's done. This is why I binge a lot. Well, I have chronic pain. It's done. I'm just going to let it be. There's no point in trying. As opposed to someone who's never going to stop fighting. They may be knocked down. I've been punched down. I've been knocked down. I still get up and try to fight. I try to fight as much as I can. And I'm not going to give up. And I'm glad this fighter spirit inside of me is back. But the benefits to doing all of this, I'm combining it with fasting, which is so key in helping me deal with the physiological, because when it comes to stress eating and it comes to emotional eating, there's two folds with a lot of people. There's the mental side, and then there's the physiological side. And the physiological side is related to our disgusting garbage dump of a food system. And that is where fasting comes to play. Fasting comes to play in helping our body um, reheal from the processes of these foods, so how they attack our cells and our cell organelles. And another twofold with fasting is that it really helps to provide mental clarity. It really helps to provide more focus when you are consistently fasting. And that has to do with a number of mechanisms, from the gut health, from the BDNF that's produced, from the autophagy, which is, yeah, the autophagy, the mitology. There's a fold in all of this. And this is the power of fasting. This is how it can help combat mental health struggles. Not with everyone. You got to understand, disclaimer here. A, I'm not a professional. I'm just a girl on a journey trying to figure this stuff out, because that's what it's been like. Been like this for like 10 years. Me trying to figure out why the hell I'm in chronic pain. Why? After just giving birth, things that women do for centuries, why the hell am I in chronic pain? Me trying to figure out why my brain is the way it is. It's just me on a journey trying to figure it out, because I have been trying to get answers and I've been trying to help, but you got to help yourself in this incident. You got to be your own advocate and become your own kind of expert and trust your own gut. But yeah, but going on to all of that, this is why it's a deep dive in understanding why I'm here where I'm here, and to find a way to not give up. But yes, I will be starting Vyvanse tomorrow. Very low dose, and I might have to increase the dose because it's more effective at a higher dose. I'm starting at 10 milligrams. I know for what I read and understand is that people who struggle with binge eating and stress eating and uncontrollable, they should start at 50. But no, when it comes to me and meds, we are going slow. Because the biggest mistake I did when I was on amitriptyline, my doctor increased my dose too quickly. My heart freaked out, and that's what happened. But anyway, let's talk about that. I want to touch base on how people with ADHD struggle with binge eating, and it's something I've dealt with as a child. I remember reading. I have an extra phone here. I forgot I had this phone. It's in pretty good condition. What is this? An iPhone 12? Well, a pretty good condition iPhone, and I can use this for my notes. I'm filming on my other phone, but there's something I saw. I just gotta find it, but I was reading a lot about it. But hang on, let me find it. Impulsive. It's the impulsivity. So it was saying that people who struggle with this, their reward system. Here, let me find it exactly. Yeah, they said, there you go. And the ADHD, Vyvanse targets the brain's reward center by increasing the levels of dopamine and norepinephrine, the chemicals of the brain responsible for feelings of pleasure, along with finding more treatment options. Okay, yeah. So, and fasting can do all this stuff too, but I need a lot of help right now. So we're gonna use some meds a bit. But I remember reading, it wasn't this article, but an article said that the reward system for people who struggle with ADHD, it seems to be overwhelming when it comes to food. So for example, they did a study where people would look at images of food on TV, and the response with people who had a brain that was ADHD like, which I think is related to trauma, the reward system was skewed. And I remember that I would look at a commercial, like when I'm dieting. Listen, I can't even look at food. I can't even look at commercials. If I look at a commercial and I see like a Whopper or something, my brain's like, I need to go get that now. It's like so impulsive and so out of control. So literally, when the reason why I go to an extreme, quote unquote, what I call an extreme, maybe it's normalcy, when it comes to me losing weight, is because I have to, because my brain is extreme. I like the whole calorie counting thing. Yes, it's important. And yes, I do it. I did it yesterday. I do it. I need more than that. I need the fasting. I need the help in that. I need more. It's just not enough because for someone with me, it's hard to sit down and focus and be like, okay, just calories in, calories out. That's great. No, I need more. I need the macro effect. I need the eating the high fat, the foods higher in fat. I need to eliminate all the other stuff. I need to do the fasting because fasting helps me teach myself delayed gratification, helps to teach me discipline. It helps to rewire my brain because I know my brain can be wired. It's not going to stay like this. There's been proof that it has been rewired, and there's proof that you can change. I want you to think if you're going through a hard time and your brain is in a state where you are struggling, you are perpetually stress eating, you are perpetually binge eating, you are depressed, you are anxious, please know that you can change this. You can change this. You are not stuck. And it may feel like you're stuck. Trust me, it may feel like it, but you are not stuck. You are in a time of becoming, and you have to know this. And that is my message to people. It's really hard going on here and talking about this while I'm going in it because, it's tough, but I think it makes it more relatable. And if I put myself in a situation and if I wanted to reach out, if I'm, well, I am in the situation, but let's say I wasn't on social media and I wasn't doing this, I would want to listen to someone who is going through it and they're taking steps to change it because it's more relatable, or someone who has gone through it. Not these like picture perfect people who are like, I'm perfect. I've never dealt with depression in my life. Well, good for you. That irks me when people say that. When people are like, I've never dealt with anxiety in my life. I'm good. Like, I've had a pretty happy life. Well, good for you. I'm glad you never have to deal with trauma. Good for you. I don't know why that gets me so angry. I guess it makes me be like, well, I guess I draw the short end of the stick. It just makes me feel like crap, I guess. But no, I don't know. But yeah, it's hard to relate to people who are just been picture perfect. But anyway, I have some things that I've written down here that I want to give you some words of encouragement. Give yourself, I found this on Instagram and I think it's very helpful. Give yourself grace while you're figuring things out at this level. You've never been this version of yourself before. Keep going. This isn't struggle. This is expansion. It's not struggle, it's expansion. Every time life feels confusing, overwhelming, or uncertain, remind yourself that you are navigating a new level of growth. You're figuring out how to operate at a level you've never been before. This takes time, this takes patience. It does. It takes time, it takes patience. And I know, how is this a new level of growth if I'm struggling? How is this a new level of growth if I feel like I'm out of control? What people tend to like forget, especially when we're into it, is that change kind of requires struggle. In order to get stronger, you kind of have to go through it a bit. Whether it be struggle that is self-inflicted, so that's like what David Goggin does. He goes and does all these things to make himself stronger, or struggle that is not self-inflicted, maybe life events happening. Struggle does give us the opportunity to get stronger. And it is where growth happens. This is where it is happening. It's happening in the struggle. Now it's up to us to decide to see the struggle as that or not. And if we let the struggle burden us to the point where we become inactive, that's a problem for a prolonged period of time. It can happen for a bit. Hey, you need time to heal. Trust me, I was very quote unquote inactive. Well, I was more of a hamster on a wheel here. I was trying to do things, but I wasn't moving forward. But I was down and out for months, and I'm slowly getting myself out of the hole. So I just want you guys to know that is part of it. That's part of the change and the mindset. This is a good mindset switch I came across. I hope I can do this, and changing it to I'm going to do this. Don't hope you can do this. Don't hope you can wish weight. Don't wish you can wish weight. Don't envy other people. Tell yourself you're going to do the damn thing. You're going to do the damn thing, and you're going to do whatever it takes to make it happen, no matter what else other people think, no matter how your anxiety and your doubts may think. Ignore them. Do the damn thing anyway. Just do it. Who cares about other people? Who cares what they say? Who cares what they think? Because at the end of the day, you're living your life for yourself. Other people's opinions shouldn't matter because they are not you. They are not living your life. They are not going to deal with with the consequences. People are gonna be like, well, why are you fasting? Why are you doing this? Why don't you just count calories? Well, you know what? I can listen to you, but you're not gonna deal with the consequences of me struggling doing that. Fasting helps to curb all of my systems. It helps to literally regulate my brain. It helps me to bring down the dopamine effect where I'm not like, leaning into food so much. It helped me to organize that and to get it together and to using the tools with naturally losing weight with the calories and whatnot. I hope that made sense. I feel like my brain was moving 10 miles per, like was moving a lot and my mouth wasn't keeping up. Yeah, that's another thing. But anyway, I just wanted to go into more details about things that people who struggle with, who may have a brain that has this ADHD things, minds wandering during work meetings, yes, or long conversations, getting detailed instructions, that's a struggle for me. I need to like hear things multiple times in order for my brain to get it. It's how I've learned throughout my life. They also may feel forgetful. That happened in my last live stream where Shy Sarai, shout out to her, she's not here right now, when she was literally telling me things I just said and I completely forgot. That was happening more after the accident, after I had the head injury, and that's another thing. You know, combine my past history with childhood trauma and young adulthood trauma and get a lovely concussion, it just makes everything tenfold. But I can come back from that. And me learning how to come back from that, I can hopefully help people by sharing how I'm doing it instead of coming back from it and being like, oh, I'm all healed, this is what I just did. Good luck. No, I want to show people the damn process because not a lot of people show the process. A lot of people just show the end result. And that's why I feel like in society, we're so attached to that end result. And we have to understand it's not the end result that gets you result. It's the process that gets you results. And the process will never change. It will never change, meaning that the process will never disappear. The results will disappear, meaning that you get the result. That's it. You get that feeling. It's done. So you might as well enjoy the process of doing it, because the process is forever. It truly is forever. And if we're not enjoying that process and we're criticizing ourselves and we're ridiculing ourselves and we're negative talking about ourselves or we're being envious of other people, it's going to be hell. So we all go through this. A lot of us do. And it's just a matter of rewiring our brain to see it better. Anyway, their space might be disorganized. Yes, that can be a struggle. And I hate having a disorganized space, which is the weirdest thing. Associated with impulsive behavior. Impulsive spending, big problem for me. I just can't go to a grocery store right now. And it's related to food too. You see how that's tied together? I used to have impulsive spending issues with clothing and stuff. Not anymore. It's not food. I don't know. I can sense there's like a fear of not surviving in there. And that's what I'm working through with my therapist. Make big purchases, struggle with emotional regulation and relationships. That is true. People were close to me, which is why, right, and when I say people, mainly just, we're not going to get into that. But this is why that's another part of the thing, why I want to just isolate myself, move out, live on my own, and I feel like I get things done better when I'm on my own and I'm able to bring out that stronger side of myself, because then I don't care what other people say. I don't have to have influences of people's other projections of how my life should be based on their own insecurities. I don't want to hear any of that. I'm done. It's easier for me to pick myself back up in isolation. That's key. For me, anyway. And when I say in isolation, meaning that me living alone and with my son. My son's like the only person I can, and the dog, I guess. Hi, dog. and other people who might be on this level. Like, again, there's a friend I connect with. She's on this level of rediscovering herself too. A lot of people are in a trance and they're not realizing where they're at. And this is where it can get dangerous. And that's why my social anxiety protector comes out and I'm like, I need to stay away. But yeah, what else I want to talk about? Yeah, hyperactive. There's three types of ADHD. There's hyperactive, impulsive type, predominantly altered predominant type and combined type. So the predominant type is traditional ADD. So that's basically you don't have the hyperactivity, meaning that you're not bouncing off the walls, you don't have struggle sitting still, but you have the racing thoughts. Then there's the hyperactive impulsive types where it's really tough for them to sit still. They may move a lot like me. Hi dog. They feel like they need to move. And I feel like the best cure for this is exercise. Exercise is key. That's why I'm so glad my son's going to be in football soon. I have not been exercising because I'm dealing with hesitation with that due to, I explained it before in the live stream, that I've been just with everything I went with the gym environment. Number one, I am not going back to the gym company that I worked at. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go to a new one. Is it running away? Not really. It's what I need so I can get through it. If I want to, I don't really want exposure therapy to that place. I just want to forget it. And number two is me working so hard and still being in pain. I'm feeling, there's a part of me that feels like, oh, why am I doing this? I'm still in pain. But I know that I have to get through it because when I work out, I'll be in pain. I know when I start working out again, I'll be in pain. I was working out yesterday at home doing a couple of exercises and I was in pain. But I have to understand that it's part of the healing. And I have to change my relationship with pain, which I'm working on. That can be skewed if you've dealt with chronic pain for a really, 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 really long time. It can be skewed. Anyone with chronic pain conditions, it can be skewed. But there are mental tools we can use to work our way around it. And I gotta look at pain as a messenger because it is a messenger. Pain as a protector. It's trying to protect me. When I move the wrong way, I'm in pain. So if I'm in pain, hey, that's my body being like, well, don't move that way because you're going to have further damage. But yeah, there's 3 types of ADHD, as I mentioned. I'm definitely the combined type because I can be both. But yeah, so people with, the impulsiveness, that's something I really got to work on. And if anyone who struggles with impulsiveness, this could be with food or anything. Structure. This is why I was explaining the importance of calorie counting or using OMAD as a tool for eating at the end of the day. So calorie counting can help you be aware and not be so impulsive. It gives you more structure. Just with any change, you don't have to be diagnosed with ADHD. You don't have to have severe complex mental health issues like me. But this is a proven strategy that works. Structure, just being structured, having a routine, doing things at the same time daily. That's how I won at this weight loss journey. I was doing things at the same time daily. I was getting up at the same time daily. First thing I did, I would get up, have my tea, have my electrolytes, go to the gym, come home, take my son to school. And then I would do what I have to do during the day. Come back, have my meal at 6:00 p.m., half an hour, give or take. Sometimes it will be 5:30, sometimes it might be 6:30. Do it at the same time every day. Make it become boring, make it become repetitive. That structure really helps you win. So it's learning how to do that. And how do you do that? That's a great question. I did it before. It's to keep trying until you make it happen. There are probably way better advice that someone who's way more qualified than me that can give to it. But for me, the way I did it is just, I started doing it. I started doing the routine. It's the key of one thing I can mention here is to be patient with yourself. Because when you're transitioning to change, whether it be going into fasting, trying to change your life, whatever, you're going to go through major hiccup moments. You should just expect it. You should just expect that you're going to struggle. Don't fight the struggle. Kind of be with the struggle. Let's say you're going through a binge. You're sitting down, you're going through a binge, and you can't control yourself. Try your best to be mindful during that binge and be like, okay, what emotion put me in this state? Why am I here? It could have been boredom, because that can happen sometimes. It could, because you needed that dopamine hit, so you went for the food. It could have been an uncomfortable emotion that you didn't want to deal with, so you started to eat food to distract yourself. It could be a multiple of things, but I've done this before when I was going through a binge. I sat down and I was like, okay, what is going on? What is going on here? And then I noticed the next day it got easier and I did it less and less. But transition and change takes time. You gotta expect you're gonna hiccup. Don't let society fool you into thinking that it's like that. Delayed gratification is a skill that can be learned. Discipline is a skill that can be learned. Losing weight, is it a skill? Weight loss isn't a skill, but the mental pieces behind it are skills that can be developed. If you are the most disorganized person, you can become the most organized person. If you are the most impulsive person, you can be the most mindful person. You can change. Your brain isn't stuck. Neuroplasticity is a thing. So, first things first is to recognize that change can happen. That's recognizing it and that you're not stuck. Second is, how are you going to start implementing these changes? Everyone's journey is going to be different. My journey has been learning, reading, investigating, applying things, is doing the damn thing. Just do it. Do it and fail, okay? Do it and fail. Get used to failing. And then eventually, when you get used to it, that's when you can start to change things around. You can start to face that failure and turn it into success, because failure is and success are one thing. They're one thing. You don't just jump to success overnight. You're gonna go through hurdles. Life is gonna happen. You're gonna get discouraged. You're gonna have to break through the fear. But the best advice I can give is to just do it. Just do it. And don't judge yourself for messing up. And really showing yourself compassion. I like being not compassionate when it comes to like yourself and weight loss. Like, I think I was watching Colleen Marie's stream or Colleen Care's stream the other day, and she was talking about how she was on TikTok and how a lot of these TikTok people who motivate people to lose weight, they're very mean. She mentioned David Goggins. I like David Goggins. I don't hate him. Goggins is Goggins is misunderstood. I know where he's coming from. He's not, it's not about being mean. It's about facing the hard truths of yourself, which can be mean and brutal, and learning from them and building yourself back up. But he yells and stuff and all of that. It's in his nature. He's misunderstood. But anyway, but she was talking about how a lot of these like famous TikTok people, they are very mean, like calling, like being mean, being incompassionate, and all of that. And I don't think that mean route works. It doesn't work. It does not work. I'm proof of that. It doesn't work. Being mean does not work. Having a coach who's mean does not work. It does not work. It's about compassion. And the compassion has to come from the person who's making the change. A coach can be there to guide them. A coach can be there to support them. But at the end of the day, a coach needs to allow room for that person to grow. And that's another thing. Coaching is such a sensitive thing. Me being a trainer, a lot of my clients told me they liked me because I made them feel comfortable. I made them feel safe. That is key. If someone does not make you feel safe or comfortable, it's not going to work out. I've had that experience in the past, multiple times, in real life and online. When someone says they're going to do something and they don't, you lose trust. If you don't have trust in a person, you're not going to find results with that person. Change, and like, listen, it also comes down to compatibility as well. Like, even me and my psychologist talked about that. She's like, I'm great for you, but for the next person, I was probably their worst nightmare. And that's true. So you really have to have the discernment. If you're going to get help and reach out to other people, you really need to trust your gut and know if that person's right for you. And I think at the end of the day, the person that's going to change you the most is you. There's nothing wrong with getting help, but be cognizant of where you get that help from and be in line with that. And that's key. For me, I'm not getting help from anybody. I'm shutting myself off from everyone. Hey, Fugal Mama, welcome to the live stream. Nice to see you. Nice to have you here. Let me do the other shoulder because that looks weird. But thanks for popping in. I appreciate you. I appreciate your support so much. How are you doing on this lovely, what is the date? Is it Tuesday? Yes, it's Tuesday. How are you doing on this lovely Tuesday? But thanks for popping in. I really appreciate you. But at the end of the day, I don't want help from anybody. I can help myself. I've learned enough. I can help myself. I'm doing okay, thanks. Oh, no problem. I can help myself. When it comes to training, I can help myself. When it comes to my mind, I'm getting help from my therapist. So when I say coaching and weight loss, I don't need anyone for that. I'm coaching myself. And I'm starting off with the deep rooted stuff, which is the mindset stuff. I don't want help from any human being when it comes to that. Once I get comfortable later on, I'm going to explore other things. But yeah, it's a big decision when it comes to trusting someone with your transformation, whether it be into bodybuilding. It has to be the right person. And if that person shows you signs that they're not, which is the mistakes I've made in the past, I've let things go with trainers I've had in the past. There was only one trainer I worked with, which was like the best trainer for me, and I made the mistake. That will be on TikTok. But they would say things, do things, behave in a way that's not in line with you. Run, because you're just gonna set yourself up for failure. So yeah, right now it's about me focusing on really going deep and dealing with the deep rooted stuff. So yeah, so basically for anyone who's joining now, I talked about um, fasting, how I'm using fasting to help. I talked about how I'll be going on Vyvanse starting tomorrow. Wish me luck. Pray for no side effects. Because Vyvanse can help with ADHD and the impulsiveness. It can also help. It's also prescribed to help with binge eating disorder. And no, it's not Ozempic. It's a mental health med, which part of me is not proud of saying that I'm taking it, but at the same time, I'm like, I need something right now. I am struggling. We're holding off on the other meds for sure. We are holding off because the depression meds and the anxiety meds are a little bit more difficult to get off of, and they have severe side effects coming off of them, like amitriptyline. I remember I swore that I would never touch anything after amitriptyline, but then I told myself, you can't say that. Never say that. But these are all temporary. It's okay to use something temporary. I'm proud of myself because I'm pushing hard in therapy. The therapy I'm doing is really difficult. It's sitting with your emotions that you've pushed aside. And I realized these are emotions that were buried for years. It's not easy. And then I think of Eckhart Tolle, and I remember he did a talk, and he talked about, well, when you're sitting with the negative emotions, you're manifesting and you're growing them. Some people might believe that in the whole spiritual world, maybe in the whole Joe Dispenza world, but not really. Joe Dispenza talks about when you meditate, and then I think of the Christian people who think meditation's weird. Like there was this Christian guy I was following. What's his name? Steven. He's part of Elevation Church. He's like the pastor. He's like, this meditation thing is woo-ha. But when you talk about the Bible, Jesus Christ meditated. Anyway, that's why you can't listen to people. I like meditation because there's nothing wrong with it. It's a great way to connect to yourself and to source and to God. I think it is. But going back to what I was saying, which I completely forgot because there goes my brain again, it just failed me. Maybe it'll come to me. But going back to the whole, I don't know what I was talking about. I lost myself. I apologize, guys. But let's see if it will come back to me. I was just basically, meditation, Joe Dispenza. Joe Dispenza talks about feeling it. And when you meditate, uncomfortable emotions will pop up. And you have to just get through them. And that is kind of what EMDR is. It's me getting through those uncomfortable emotions. And then there's other cues within the EMDR where I can help calm those emotions down. Like there's a side of it where I can help diffuse the situation as well. But I think you do have to feel it to heal it. I think you do need to, hey Manny, welcome to the live stream. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. I think you do need to feel it to heal it, but at the same time, you don't want to stay stuck in the feeling thing. Just starting EMDR. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad. I'm glad you're starting it. I know a lot because my psychologist was like, because I told her I was seeing a psychiatrist, and she's like, I don't think the psychiatrist would agree with what I'm doing. There's a lot of people in the science are really iffy about EMDR, but I was like, no, he was fine with it. But he also said I also need a little bit more help. But my doctor's watching my back because the psychiatrist wanted me to take all the meds at once, and she's like, no. She's like, let's do one at a time. So that's what we're doing. And she's like, in a month's time, you may not need the depression meds because those ones are very difficult again to get off of. But with the whole EMDR thing, It's a new science, and you have to trust your provider. You really do. I trust my therapist more than anything, and she's constantly educating herself, and she's constantly leveling herself up. So I trust her more than anything. Oh, hey, Transformation Project. Hello. Greetings from New York. It's cold. It's cold here too. Why does that do that? Come on, YouTube. It's cold. It's cloudy here today. Let's catch. So glad to catch your lives. I'm catching up with the playback speed. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Welcome, welcome. Yes, it's been cold. How's it been? I feel like this La Nina here has been rough. There's been a big cold snap across entire North America. I saw it go down. I think Sarge, prepping with Sarge, I saw his what's his called? His Instagram, and he was there was snow in North Carolina. Oh, Mad Manny, I like seeing you working out in the gym. Oh, that's great. I love working out in the gym. Trust me, I'm getting back to that. I had been dealing with a lot with the gym. I will be going to the gym very soon. I'll be taking my son with me. My son's turning 11, so he might be able to join me at other gyms. But him and I are going to be working out together, and I will be working out on my own as well. No, I love working out at the gym, but right now I am sorting through a lot with that when it comes to my injuries, and mainly it's the mental roadblock. Let's just be honest here. I talked about it earlier, but basically I worked out so hard to the point where I got discouraged because I wasn't seeing results with my pain. I've had um, people in the past like disregard my pain. No one in real life. People in real life, like, thank God I had providers like that know that my pain is a thing, and people who see it. It's very difficult because I was saying when I was like earlier today, I was like, I feel like if I had something physical like a broken arm, or if I had cancer, it would be a little bit quote unquote more acceptable. But what I'm going through is not seen. It's seen in my movement patterns. For the smart people who know, they'll see my movement and be like, okay, she's not moving right. Something's up with her joints. But um, the mental side of things, you don't see the lashes on my brain. Like, you don't see it. You don't see how the brain looks like. And I wish we can have imaging scans because it would help a lot of people. But then I remember thinking about something. Oh, I saw a comment. Give me 2 seconds. I remember thinking about something, and doctors in a certain country, I don't know if it was Japan, but they were prescribing people, and a doctor right here in Canada too, in BC, was prescribing people with certain conditions just to go outside and go for a walk, just get some sunlight. And that's key. I don't think I'm getting a lot of sunlight at all. And I know I have a life for myself where I want to live somewhere where I can get that sunlight. Anyway, I got to find this chat. Oh, I love seeing you and that kid. What a great kid. He is such a great kid. How's Bo? She's here. Bo, come. Come. I don't know if she can come up. She's been really attached to me lately. Up. Come. She's like, I'm sleeping. Bo's good. It's freezing walking her, but I got her because she helps me get outside in the wintertime. So Bo's doing great. My son's doing great. Him and I have been really, really close because we've been growing his YouTube channel. I've been putting in a lot of work over there. He gets way more views than me, and has like 300 subscribers now. But the game, like, he's gonna go. He's gonna go far. He's getting a lot of attention thanks to both of us. But yeah, he's doing well, and thanks for asking. But yeah, what was I talking about? I don't know. But gym, I'll be back. Trust me. I need to work out because I'm starting to lose my mind. I took about a month off because I was just quitting my job and I didn't want to see another gym. Kind of personal training ruined the gym for me. So I'm all for learning programming and stuff, and helping people, but it's gonna be different. I think, and I learned this from Marcella too. I remember asking her for advice when I became a trainer, and she told me how it was with gyms and all of that, and now she does her own training online and in person, her own private business. That's gonna be my goal eventually, but first I gotta sort myself out. But yeah, working at a gym as a trainer is like the worst thing ever. I don't recommend it. It's good for a start. I remember someone told me that when I was doing my certification. He's like, it's good for a start, but for like a good year, but after that, just leave. Just leave. I did 6 months because I was in a toxic environment with people who have Small man syndrome. Anyway, we'll stop talking about that. But yeah, but it's a start. But anyway, we're going to get over all of that anxiety. I know I will. I always do. I always come up on top. And that's what keeps me confident with this whole situation. I know I will come up on top. I know I will sort through whatever the heck is going on in my brain. I know I will. I know I will. I've done it before and I can do it again. Working in those gyms are toxic. It's not good for lights like you. Lights like, do you mean the lights or people like me? No, yeah, no. You know, you're in the you're an athlete. Yeah, gyms are horrible. It's horrible. I worked like 15-hour days. Sometimes I would be there all day because I was told to. I think with the gyms, it depends on how it's managed. If it's managed like crap, which is the gym I was working at, then it will be bad. If it's managed good, it might be okay. But yeah, no, they're pretty bad. I remember Sarge was saying how he was at a gym and he saw the managers yelling at the clients, yelling at the trainers, telling them to get like clients. This is in like, he's South Carolina, is he in? Yeah, it's not, it's a mistake, but I learned valuable lessons there. I know where I can go to learn more education, to grow myself. I know that I'm very good with connecting with people, and I know that I can get results from people, which is what I did for a few of my clients. I helped them dealt with pain issues. I've helped a few lose weight. So like, I know I'm able to do this. It's just, it has to be on my terms and the right environment and all of that. So yeah, I'm not giving up. It's just a minor roadblock. That's all this is. It's a minor roadblock, and it's me going through this journey, understanding the roadblocks I'm going through can really help me help other people as well. Like, every joint pain in the body I've had, minus the ankle. My ankle's good, but I know how to help people with shoulder injuries. I know how to help people with hip injuries, knee injuries, and all of that. Like, my own struggles has molded me into being a powerhouse. And that's how we have to view it for ourselves. Your struggles can mold you into being a powerhouse. It really can. And remember that. I still see you on stage. I can still see you on stage some point. You are great, and I'm proud to see you're pushing through your challenges. Thank you so much, Manny. That means a lot. Oh, trust me, I have not given up the bodybuilding thing. Like, I'm like, with the amount of weight I weigh now, I still see my muscle in my legs. Like, I know I'm genetically gifted. I'm not giving up on the bodybuilding thing. Heck no. Not at all. I'm not. I'm just at a flat moment, but I'm not giving up. And if I do this bodybuilding thing, I might coach my damn self or find someone. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But I think I might coach myself and maybe get a little help from certain people. We be getting it from experts online. There's a few people I've connected with in the bodybuilding industry. So being on social media and stuff. So that's something I can definitely look into. No one from Canada, that's for sure. People in the US and stuff. Not to say that Canadians aren't great. Canadians, bodybuilding, the IFBB league started in Montreal. I know that. It's just, yeah, I don't want to associate with anyone in Canada because I might run into certain people I don't want to run into. If I do any shows, I'm going to the US. Definitely going to the US. Or I'll go to Toronto, or not even Toronto. I'll go just not in this area. That's for sure. To get that done. But no, I have not given that up on that. I can't. I'm too gifted. I know. It's just that I have to sort through these demons, which will happen. And I'm sharing it with you guys for sure. But anyway, I am probably 18 hours into my fast. In this live stream, we talked about ADHD and how it's related to people who struggle with binge eating because it can result in a lot of impulsive behavior. My biggest impulsive behavior is food, stress eating. I told you to move to Vegas. I'm trying to get to the States. Canada's a mess, trust me. I've been saying this for years. You guys know I've been trying to leave Canada. It's not easy, but Vegas ain't far from me. I'm trying to leave Canada. I'm trying to get to the States. Number one reason why I want to get to the States is my son. Athletics in the States is on a different level. I said if I was born in New York, my mom tried to go to New York City, I would probably be some kind of Division A athlete, 100% sure. If I said that right, I don't know what it's called, but I would be an athlete. I know that for a fact. Canada's system to developing athletes besides hockey, yeah, it is. Vegas is the new fitness mecca. It is 100%. Canada's ability to develop athletes besides hockey is crap. We gotten good with basketball recently. Soccer's gotten good as well, but football ain't happening up here. I don't think. I know the NFL is up here. I know the league my son is playing is an NFL affiliate league with the flag football team that he's on, and my son has been recruited by certain people in the league to be quarterback because he's that damn good. But if he wants a chance to make it with football, he needs to go to the United States. I need to go to the United States. He wants to go to Florida, but I'm not sure about those flying roaches, those bugs. I think a good state for me, I'm looking at Arizona. I don't know. I would love to do Arizona. Texas, but not in the major cities. Again, Florida, not in the major city. But my ideal state would probably be Arizona or Idaho. Somewhere just that's not too chaotic. I don't know why. Vegas would be cool too. Trust me. Yeah, Vegas. Yeah. But is there football in Vegas? I guess it is. It's the States. I'm sure some high school out there will have some kind of development team. Vegas would be good too, because Vegas is similar to the environment I'm in now. But yeah, no, Vegas is a fitness mecca. The Olympia is now going to be in Vegas, so for bodybuilding. So that's pretty cool. A lot of things are going on in Vegas. That would be a dream city to live in. It would be. It would be. But a part of me wants to be out in nature. Vegas and Nevada has really nice nature. I don't know if I want to live in the city, but we'll see. We'll see. But anyway, trust me, I'm trying to get to the United States. Yes, the Raiders are there. Yeah, like NFL football, but I was thinking about like development for high school, but I'm sure, yeah, there would be. Like it's the States. Like you guys just know how to do sports better. You guys are the best, like the best athletes come out of there in a lot of sports because the system, like the college, the high school system's just good. It's good. You guys invest in sports. You guys invest in arenas, like, and the beautiful thing about the United States is that kids who don't have money will be found. Like so many of these guys came from the hood. So many people came from like poor places in the South, and they're able to like, become good athletes because there's a good system down there when it comes to athletics. Where in Canada, not so much. You need to have the dough to make things happen. Luckily with football up here, Trump's now, we might not have nothing left. Maybe, I don't know, but I'm just basing it based on what I've seen, based on the evidence with things like what I see with athletes and stuff. We'll see. I don't know if Trump's going to kill athletics. I don't think he will. Was he at the Super Bowl? I'm surprised. But when it comes to development, I'm talking about, but you have to remember the United States is a country that it's in its name. It's the United States. So each state runs things differently. I know the federal government can have influence on it, but that's the beautiful thing about the state. If you're in I was going to say province, yikes. If you're in one state and you don't like it, you can move to another state and you'll be okay. It's a very special place. Yes, the United States has its issues. Trust me, we all know. We all know. But America's very special, and let's hope it remains that way. Let's hope it remains. I'm not bashing Canada. I love Canada, don't get me wrong. I love this land. The people, not so much. No, there are good people here. There are good people here. I'm just referring to the chaos that's going on with our government. But this is not about politics. This is about bettering ourselves. And it doesn't matter what is going on politically. Doesn't matter. Free healthcare. I literally just explained the hell I went through in trying to get health and fixing my body. I gave birth to my son, and doctors couldn't figure out why I was in pain. It takes time to get an MRI. It took me months. It takes a year to get an MRI. And sitting there, I remember I had to pay out of pocket after my car accident to get my second MRI because I couldn't afford to wait 10 months being in pain, not knowing what's wrong with our body. Yes, free healthcare is quote unquote good, but our healthcare system has a lot of issues. Again, It has a lot of issues. Am I grateful for it? Yeah, it could be worse, but there's a lot of issues. There are people who I know who are dual citizens of Canada and the US where they have to wait months and months for cancer treatments. She has a US citizenship. She went down to the US and got her treatment to save her life. So there's good and bad to it. But like I said, this country's beautiful. The nature here is unreal. It's beautiful. But I want to leave. I just want, like I said this in a previous live stream, I feel like every one of my family members that immigrated to the US from the Caribbean, which is where my family's from, they're doing well. They're doing well off financially. I've got family in New York, I got family in Texas, and I got family in Georgia, Atlanta. So Atlanta, I forget which Texas city, it's either Dallas or Houston, and then New York City. That's where I have family in. They're doing well. They're doing well off. And the family that I have here, they've been struggling. And when I say housing's more affordable down there, and the almighty US dollar is pretty good. So yeah, Canada shouldn't be in the situation that we're in because we do have a lot of resources. But again, that's getting into politics and I don't want to get into that. It's been multiple governments. It's not just the government that's here. It's been all of them. But that is what it is. But anyway, I think I want to go to the States. I want to go to a state where my son can succeed and become a good athlete. But yeah. But anyway, I don't like to get into that stuff, but it's just how I feel. Maybe one day I have to get into politics because Canadians are kind of going cuckoo right now. But that's another story. Anyway, yeah, so this live stream, that's what I like about live streams. I'm glad I'm comfortable doing this. You guys have to understand the progress, the growth I went through. I didn't want to look at myself on camera. I'm still having struggles with videos, but I'm hoping with getting the medication to allow me to focus so I can focus on making videos, focus on applying to jobs again, keeping to go through therapy and getting over the work trauma I went through the last job I had. And just getting over all that stuff. But what was I saying? My brain left me. But what I like about live streams is that, oh yeah, I was saying that with live streams, it took me a lot of courage to do this again because I had a lot of feelings of unworthiness, but I'm working through those and it's okay to fall. It's okay to fall. It's not okay to stay down. It's okay to struggle and struggle. It's not okay to give up. Okay? And I'm just taking a new compassionate route. And I know I can get things back on track. I know I can. I'm so confident in myself. Look at me. I'm almost 19 hours fasted. I started fasting at 7:30 yesterday. I don't have it. It's on this phone. It's on the phone that if I check, I might lose the live stream. I should have put it here. Do I have a zero? It's both the same phone. But I started fasting at 7:30. So I end my fast at 3:30. It's 2:00 p.m. now, 4:00 p.m. Eastern, 3:00 p.m. Central. I'm trying to do all the time zones right now. But it's 2:00 p.m. now, and I can break my fast an hour and a half, and I'm not even hungry. So yeah, now I'm going to go cook some meat. I'm going to have some pork. I'm going to make some cauliflower rice, and I might have a burger. With a bun, and we'll see. I've been fasting, so it's okay. Right now, my focus is working on not binging, and we're getting better and better. We're getting better and better, so that's all I'm happy about. And really, my focus is on the mental as well. That is key. That has been my main focus, and I knew if I calm down the mental, the physical will come. And then my next hurdle is to get a gym membership, which I will very soon, and start working out again, and you guys will be seeing gym content again, and I'm excited to get that release. Just get it out of the body. And that's another thing that EMDR helps you do, is to get it out of the body, is to notice where you're feeling it in the body. Because when you, with emotions and deep trauma and deep emotions, you'll feel it in the body first. So if you can recognize that feeling is happening in the body, it can prevent you from going down a road of stress eating. It's just noticing the emotions before it manifests and blows up into you going to the fridge or you going on Uber Eats or what have you and making that decision. It's learning how to cope differently. And it's going to be a process that you can't stop. That's another danger. When you start losing weight and you start being successful, you tend to get a little lazy. Hey, Nigel, welcome to the live stream. I love the upside down face. Nice to see you here, Nigel Phillips, my friends with the British name. And then you said you were from New York. That was such a stream. Like, you're from New York. I thought you were English. But welcome to the live stream. But yeah, as I was saying, I forgot what I was saying. Distracted brain, distracted brain. Oh, I completely forgot. I was on a good tangent there. But basically, in terms of just changing, I lost it. Sorry, guys. But yeah, so yeah, it's been, oh my God, it's been 65 minutes. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for supporting me. And I'll go back to what I was reiterating earlier, that it took a lot of courage for me to start doing live streams again and be on camera again, because again, I had the feelings of unworthiness, thinking I'm not good enough. But when that's not true, I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to pick myself up, so you guys, I can inspire you to do the same. Oh, that's what I was saying. So when it comes to weight loss, when you get to a point where you start losing weight and you start seeing results, you tend to get lazy. What I mean by lazy, you get lackadaisical. You kind of let those emotions that you were conquering kind of start to creep up a bit. Because you're like, no, I got it. Or no, I can just have that one fast food meal. I'll be okay. And then it turns into multiple meals. Like, oh, it'll be fine. Don't let that happen. You always have to be on top of yourself. And that is one of the reasons why people end up like, they lose a lot of weight, they get comfortable, and they're like, I don't have to do all this work anymore. You can't see it like that. It's a complete transformation that has to stay. Yes, life things will happen in life. Again, someone mentioned earlier they had a loss in their family. That happened to Gracie's journey. She got a loss. She lost her father, and she ended up getting back to the 200s. I think she's now sitting at 160s. She lost her father. It was stressful. Things will happen that will trigger you. But again, when something like that devastating happens, as tough as it is, and God forbid that it happens again, it is, at least you know that you can kind of go through it if it happens again, and you have a bit more wisdom when going through it, even though it's not an easy thing to go through. And just like with me in this whole situation with work and dealing with toxic people and the pain, I need to learn my lesson with the pain. Not let that pain trigger binging. Not let that pain let me out of control. Not let the actions of other people make me feel a certain way. Not let other people dictate how I view myself. That is key. That is key. Of course, as humans, we care what people think. And a lot of people that spew like hate and a lot of people that act in a certain way are very, very insecure in themselves. Just like the person that screwed me over, a very insecure individual. But again, it happens. We have our moments of weakness. I saw a comment, I'll go back to it, and we lose ourselves. But that's okay. It's all lessons. It's all lessons, and we have to grow from those lessons. And we have to have the courage to make the decision that's right for us. I made the courage to quit a job that was destroying me. And now my financial situation is a hot mess. I smile because I'm uncomfortable, but that's okay. This is an opportunity for me to develop the skills I need to hustle and create the life I want, which is what I'm doing, which is why I'm all over TikTok and stuff. Anyway, I'm impressed with your work and your ability to fast as often as you do. Empower the world with your resilience. Oh, thank you, Titan God. I appreciate that. Thank you. Fasting really helps me. People don't get it. People are like, don't do it, blah, blah, blah. But it really does help me. It helps me so much. And again, it's all of the stuff that's going on in the background. It's all of the healing. It's all of, the suppression of the glucose levels. So I feel very not mono, but I feel very stable. My mood stabilizes as well when I fast. I have the mental clarity. I'm able to okay, these emotions are coming up. I'm able to kind of be the third observer, that third person, and not being stuck in the storm, but being the observer of the storm. And it allows me to act better. No, fasting is a tool, and it's very powerful. It's very powerful for me. And The reason why I put on all the weight is because I stopped fasting. Like fasting will always be a part of my life in different ways. Now I learned not to do one style of fasting forever, but throwing in 16 hours here, 18 hours there, maybe fasting for 3 days every 2 to 3 months. It will always be a part of my lifestyle, just like how Dr. Mindy Pels does it, Dr. Jason Fung does it. It always will be because it really helped. It's like a system reset. I'm gonna get to the point where I can do an extended fast. Right now, my fast, the longest I did was like, oh no, I did a day. I did like 26 hours a week ago, but that's nothing. That felt like an old mad fast to me. It's just that I stopped eating at 2:30 one day and I ended up eating at 5, so it ended up being a longer fast. That felt like an OMAD, but I mean like an overnight fast. I want to get to that point again. We'll get there. It's been really cold and it's been a struggle with trying to, and my house hasn't been heated well. There's something going on with the heat. I don't know. Our furnace is probably going to go in the condo building. So I've been sleeping in really cold weather. So it's when you fast, you get really cold. And it's been like minus 25, 26. I don't know. What is that Fahrenheit? I can check with my phone, my second phone now. This is a really good phone. It's an old iPhone that I had kicking around and it still works. But I'm going to see what minus 26 is in Fahrenheit. Minus 26 C to F. It's been bloody cold and it's taking my body forever to... No, in Fahrenheit. Does this have voice chat? Okay. Minus 26 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit. What is it? What? No, minus. It said 78. It's not 78. Minus. Okay, minus 14. It's half. I should really know the conversion by now, but it's been minus 14 and lower. It's been really, 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 really cold. And I find it easier to fast in the summer, but yeah, and the heat here hasn't been okay. My son's room's okay, but I'm in the back room and it's very cold. So I've been going through a roadblock of trying to do longer fasts, but right now I'm happy. I'm just happy I'm not binge eating. I'm happy I'm really diving into the brain. I'm happy I'm getting out of my own way again. I'm happy that I've been open to the fact that I talked about how I'm starting Vyvanse, which is going to help with my focus, ADHD. It also is prescribed for binge eating. I'm happy that I'm doing whatever I need to do to bring myself up. That's all this is. And yeah, and that's what you need to do, okay? Like, forget about the judgments in your head. Forget about judgments from other people. Do what you got to do for yourself. Because at the end of the day, you know yourself the best. You do. And you got to trust yourself. Reconnect with yourself. And we lose trust in ourselves when we are so busy trying to do things for other people. We lose trust in ourselves when we get lost in the chaos and stress. The key to this world is having the best relationship with you. And that starts off with compassion. It starts off with forgiving yourself for, being where you're at, maybe health-wise. Maybe you put on a lot of weight like me. Forgive yourself. You're only human. But recognize it and act. Recognize it and do something. Hold yourself accountable. That's exactly what I'm doing right now, right here. Talking to you guys. And I've been not even just talking to you guys. I did it I was doing it for months. Hold yourself accountable, because when you take accountability, that's when the change happens. That's when the growth happens. If you put your blame on everyone else but yourself, you're never going to change. Yes, things happen to you. Yes, people do crappy things to you. People suck. Yeah, they can suck, but people are also good, which is what I'm learning. But which I'm trying to tell myself, because I'm trying to not have that negative attitude. Just because there's a few bad apples in this world doesn't mean that everyone's bad. There are a lot of good people in this world. And I had evidence of that in my last job. There were a lot of good people to me at that job that I quit. A lot of people saying they're surprised I haven't quit already because of all the crap I went through. But there are good people in this world. But what I'm trying to say is the most important relationship you're going to have is with yourself. And take care of you. Take care of you mentally. Take care of you physically. And be compassionate to yourself if you messed up. It's okay. It's not a death sentence. You can change. You can change right in this moment. And that change, if it's like a physical change, if it's a weight loss journey, that change, you won't see it right away in the mirror. But I promise you, the best work you're going to do on your journey is the inner work, is the inner structure, is having that structure, is understanding why you turn to binge eating and stress eating. Yes, events may happen in your life. Having the courage to be like, yes, this happened to me. It sucks, but I'm not going to let it defeat me. In your life, I keep saying this quote, you'll face many defeats, but you must not be defeated. Must not become defeat. You'll face many failures. You must not become failure. You must learn from your failure. You must overcome. And that's the mindset shift we gotta have. We must do it. Not I wish I do it. We must do it. Anyway, oh God, what time is it? Oh, I gotta pick up my kid, thank God. Okay, he has a phone now, so I could have met, he would be like, Mom, where are you? It's really cold outside, but I enjoyed having this joining you on this live stream today. I appreciate each and every one of you. I just want to say this right now. I have some time. I am grateful for every single one of you for subscribing to my channel and being here. YouTube subscribers out of all the social media websites are the most valuable ones because they're with you through thick and thin. YouTube's the only thing that has mastered the long form video. These short things, these Instagram stuff, it's not as connective as YouTube. Me connecting with you one-on-one, you guys seeing my journey, these live streams, YouTube has the most valuable subscribers. Twitch is in there too, I guess, kind of. They're live streams. But YouTube, I'm so grateful that I have learned how to crack the code of YouTube. I'm getting there, but I've learned it most of a lot of people, and I'm grateful for having each and every one of you. I really am. And it's a special journey. Thank you so much, Nick. You've been here the whole time. How's baby doing? Some of you have been with me since I was here before I moved from Toronto to Calgary. And I'm so grateful I have this YouTube thing. I don't really care what happens to my Instagram. I don't care about that website. I don't really care about TikTok. The only reason why I'm trying to grow from TikTok is to hopefully find some people to come over to YouTube. But YouTube is where it's at. And I think it's the number one of social media. And if you can master that, you're a G. But not only that, the connections I've made on here, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I gotta go pick up my kid. Bo, you wanna go pick up the kid? Come, people wanna see you, come. Oh my gosh, she won't move. He's doing well, even crawling with me to get steps in. Aw, baby, how old is he now? How old is he? I'm trying to get Bo on the live stream. You want a treat? I don't have a treat. Want a treat? Come here. Come here. Come. Up. Come. Come. Come on the camera. Bo. Okay, you want to go on a walk? She's not budging. 8 months. Way to go, mama. You got through the hard times. Good for you. I miss that age. Please cherish it. Please cherish it. I miss that age. I miss it so much. I miss it. I know motherhood has been a challenge for me in terms of the pain, but I would still do it all over again because I got my little Alex. That's like everyone knows his name. Some of his friends go on his YouTube channel and mention his name, and I'm just like, wow. Yes, I'm getting some sleep again. I know, it's around the 8-month mark. That's when I started getting some sleep. My kid was pretty good. Like, he would sleep like 5 hours, maybe 2 to 3 times a week when he was like 2 months. But then, yeah, the sleep is key. That's hard. But good for you, mama. And I'm so proud of you for getting yourself back up and trying to, get yourself back into where you were at with your fitness journey. Like, big shout out to you. Like, I have so much respect for moms who did that. I wish I had the opportunity to do that. Who knows? Maybe I will. Maybe I'll become a mother again. Who knows? Anything can happen. But I gotta go. Send you guys mad love, and thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Bye.